The onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. First run now for Kyron Williams. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They run it again with Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Norton. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. They go play action here on 1st down. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 14. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down. Off the play fake, Norton. That ball caught. It's Rice. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time.
Kyron Williams, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams are on the board first here this afternoon. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
And that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Again, it's Cook. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. The Niners at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
Here's 3rd and 3. Play action. Now Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 37. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish them with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping that one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
You talk about this Rams defense. They're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Now Cook running right. 41 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now a 1st carry for their fullback. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Get set, get set. 18!
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows 1st down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Watch out.
They go play action here. Purdy. Pass caught by Pearsall. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back to the ground with Robinson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4.
Get set.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown. Daniel Bellinger. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the 49ers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Now the try here for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Off play action. Norton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. Screen play set up for Williams. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Let's go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That is caught. He's got the first down and more. Touchdown, LA! Jalen Tolbert, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Rams have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. At their own 24-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Get set. Get set. 18. Watch out.
Here's Cook again. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Purdy now to throw. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
Purdy on 4th down. The short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him early, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. 1st down.
And Brendan, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and 1st down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
3 yards is the game that time, 2nd and goal.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Touchdown, Rams! Kyron Williams. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Rams will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. A solid stiff arm. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
And that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. They start the drive with Cook. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. A officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. Robinson on a give right side. And again, the run defense stopped this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Purdy looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Back to throw, Purdy. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half, Purdy. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 33. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Outside. Watch out.
Purdy off the play fake. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Watch out.
Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs on getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Come on. 18. Watch out.
They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. And it's going to be batted down. We'll go the other way with a football. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Norton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Puka Nacua from 17 yards out. And the Rams have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now 3 touchdowns at 21. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And it looks like the Rams might have it, and they do have it. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try to win this one.
54 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second-half blowout material. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Again, it's Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Doesn't take any great analysis on my part. It's been pretty obvious. Last couple of plays, these guys have been going in the wrong direction.
Offensive line overwhelmed on those plays. Now, I think it's safe to say going to the air here on 3rd. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
All the time.
And he loses the football a second time. And it looks like the Rams might have it, and they do have it.
Remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 49ers 17-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time to make sure you get in shape.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but still a few chain links short, it appears, with 4th down coming up. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the fumble recovery had him set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the pass down the numbers, there he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. James Cook, 75 yards. And the 49ers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. And that is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. Second down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Pass to Bellinger on the crossing route. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set them up first and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Watch out!
They'll run with Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. They try again with Cook. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And that is incomplete. So now fourth and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Watch out!
Purdy, big fourth down play. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Fires a slant, completes, it's Herbert. That's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in until you go turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 36 yards on the play. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Williams. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now the former Hurricane, David Martinez. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle, keep coming after, put the pressure on them.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first. The Rams on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is third and goal. Martinez only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
They run it again with Cook. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Throwing here, Purdy. He's got his tight end. That's Bellinger. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Short throw pulled in by Bellinger. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Purdy from the gun. That'll be caught by Rice. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Now a 2nd and 2. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll get that underneath ETN. 7 yards there and a first down.
But he's certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, that's to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Rams, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get